Greetings, how are you doing? It's my hope that you're doing very okay. So most of you have been asking me to do a video on paper 2 because you've been doing a lot on paper 3 and paper 1. So in this video we are going to do one section in paper 2, and that is the comprehension part. If you want to learn how to answer the comprehension questions perfectly to score more marks, then you are in the right place. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to support me by subscribing, and I'll really appreciate. To begin with, the comprehension part, the passage part of the paper 2 is an area that consists of 20 marks. And these are the 20 marks in which you can score the clean 20 marks because all the answers are in the comprehension. Your work is to read and write the answer, just like that. So I'm going to share to you some tips to help you to answer the comprehension questions in order to score more marks. That is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, or even 20. And number 1, I know you're waiting for your national examination, Summons 2. And the thing that I'll advise you, practice makes perfect, or so they say. So for you to be good at this area, you need to practice at least 1 or 2 comprehensions per week. That applies to everybody because, like I said, this area will never change. It's not like the excerpts you can get a Doll's House or the other blossoms, or the narrative you can get a poetry. It'll always be the comprehension. So practice makes perfect. Second secret that I'm gonna share to you, this is my paper 2. I've just received my paper 2. I'm having it here. We know we have different sections, and the comprehension is here waiting for me to read it. So what am I supposed to do? First, I'll advise you to read the question. Go through the questions, all the questions, before reading your comprehension. And after reading all the questions, now go back to your comprehension. Read the comprehension carefully. And as you read, if you see something that looks like an answer or sounds like an answer, underline it. Underline, but don't answer anything unless you're done reading the whole comprehension. It's for the second reading, that is only when you can start answering your questions. Now let us go to answering the questions, and here are some of the tips that will guide you to answer the questions perfectly. And number 1, there are things that we call the key words, and these are the words in the questions that will lead you to where the answer is. And I'm going to show you that. I have this comprehension. I'm assuming that I have read it. My first question is this: what has ensured that there is no longer a dearth of career choice? So my key word is what the question is asking about, and it's the dearth or no longer the dearth of career choice. So I'm gonna go back to my passage and check where I'll get this phrase, a dearth of career choice, and that is where I'll get my answer. So for this paper, I'm gonna go back to the passage, and paragraph 1, the explosion in communication technology and the liberalization and globalization of the world economy has ensured that there is no longer a dearth of career choice. So the dearth of the word dearth of career choice is a phrase or a keyword that led me to where the answer is. So take note of the keywords. Sometimes it might not be that directly because we have 2 types of comprehension: the very easier one and the one that you need to read and understand in order to answer the questions perfectly. So take note of the keywords. And number 2, I'm gonna go to this part: give full answers. What do I mean by give full answers? Ensure at least there is a keyword in your answer. For example, I'm going to give you 2 examples for the first question. My answer now is this. Okay, the question, I'm gonna read it again for yourself. What has ensured that there is no longer a death of career choice? And remember, we don't number our answers unless it's a note making in English. So I'm gonna give my answer as the explosion in communication, technology, and liberalization and globalization of the world economy has ensured that there is no longer a dearth of career choice. So at least you've made sure that there is a keyword in our answer. That is what I mean by full answers. Number 2, what has created the necessity for career counseling? So I'm gonna check my keyword, and my keyword is career counseling, rather necessity for career counseling. And I'm gonna go back to the passage and check where I'll find that keyword. So let's say again, the keyword is still in paragraph 1. I'm gonna read. Today, colleges and universities offer a wide range of training opportunities to high school graduates. This has made choosing a career an involving process. It has also given rise to the need for career counseling. So the career counseling is leading me to my answer, which is colleges and universities offer a wide range of training opportunities to high school graduates. So that is the keyword. Now I'm gonna give a full answer, and this is what I have. What has created the necessity for career counseling? The answer. Colleges and universities offer a wide range of training opportunities to high school graduates, which has created the necessity for career counseling. Remember, that is a full answer, and you are now in a position to score a full mark. So now we know about the keywords and giving full answers. And remember, we don't number our answer unless it is not making. The other part, we come to summary. You can make a summary on the causes of tea farming or on the effects of these and these effects of a certain disease according to your comprehension. I'm trying to create it in my mind, okay? So in summary writing, what I want you to understand is that summary writing is written in continuous prose. In most of the times, you will be given the rough copy and the fair copy. Remember, when writing a summary, you'd have to make notes first. So rough copy, it's making notes. You can number your points in the rough copy. And then when you come to the fair copy, you're supposed to join your points by using the conjunctions or the transition words. So differentiate between notes, summary, and what we are going to do next. That is the note making. Note making, and this is different now. In note making in English, this is the only part that we are allowed to number our answers, because you're supposed to give them in point form. But ensure that you have the heading. They might fail to ask you about the summary. They ask you to make notes on this and this. So I'm gonna go back to this paper, because this paper had the note making. We did not have a summary writing. That is question 5. Make notes on the factors to consider when choosing a career. So I'll have my title as Factors to Consider when Choosing a Career. And then I'm going to number my point 1, 2, 3, 4. So going back to the keywords, factors to consider in choosing a career. I'm going to take the whole of that in my passage. And it's there in paragraph 2. When choosing a career, whether you have the help of a career counselor or not, there are several factors that you should consider. You see, the keyword is there. So these include your abilities, your talents, your interests, your priorities, and the available opportunities in the job market. So coming to the section where I'm giving my answer. So number 1, your abilities or talents. Number 2, your interests. Number 3, your priorities. Number 4, available opportunities in the job market. And then from note making, we'll go to this question. Why do you think? Why do you think this and this and this? And this is a question, it's an open question where you're supposed to give your opinion. Don't struggle to go to the passage to get an answer for this. Just relate relate the passage and then give your opinion. And actually this is something that you should never fail because you're giving your thoughts. And from why do you think, we go to the give the meaning. Give the meaning. Supposed to give one word. I don't know if you're strict with that, but that is how it's supposed to be. And then explain the meaning. It can be a phrase, a statement explaining the meaning of that word that you have been given. That is all about that. But before I end the lesson, we have 2 types of comprehension. Like I said earlier, the easier one, like this one, it's very simple. You just check the keyword, go back to the passage and get the answers. But then there is a comprehension in which you have to read the whole thing, understand the message clearly in order to give the right response. So I want you to practice more and more on how to answer all the types of comprehension, and try this a week for the Form 4s. For those who are going to do the KCSE, at least you should have 2 comprehensions in a week. That is if you want to pass English. And that brings us to the end of our lesson today. Thank you so much for watching. In case there is anything that you want to know about the comprehension, just write me your comments on the comments and I'll respond maybe in the next video. Thank you, hola, and bye-bye.